Oh, thank you very much, Steve. Let's, one thing I want to do, well, Steve's given out tokens of his appreciation and esteem. One thing I would like to do is I'd like to, those of you that have not been involved in putting on a deal like this, it's a lot of work to do this, and so I'd just really like to acknowledge all of the people that have put the Tucson Folk Music Festival together, not only this year, but every year. And I'd really like to acknowledge Steve. Steve lives up in the valley, and I brought him down here last year to the Folk Festival, and the next thing I knew, he was on the Tucson Kitchen Musicians Association roster, and then he was on the board, and he's been really active this year in working on the Folk Music Festival. So I'd like to, I haven't got a mini banjo or a guitar to get Steve, but I'd like to acknowledge him for all the work he's done this year. And thank you, Steve, for this banjo.
Well, Lon, you've given me so much, and now I expect you to share it with these folks. Please join me in welcoming Lon Austin and the Mexican Beaded Lizard Band.
Thank you all very much. All right, let's see, on my immediate left from Tucson, Arizona is Mr. Dan Madden playing the concertina. We give him a big hand. Next to Dan from, I believe she lives in Gilbert, Arizona, and she lives in Gilbert, Chandler. I'm going to say Gilbert because Gilbert comes second in the alphabet after C. Is Midori Hall. Midori's a music teacher, and she's going to be playing, I think she's going to play the auto harp, but she also plays the fiddle and ukulele and some different things. And give Midori a big hand. And let's see, the other thing I need to do while I'm in the middle of doing this, see if I can get multi-phasic. I'd like to remind everybody when I play This Is Your Life going on and see if I can turn this telephone off while I'm up here. I don't want to take any messages while I'm up here on the stage. That might not be a good thing to do. Let's see, and remember, you spell Tucson with a C instead of an S when you spell it backwards if you don't live here. So I just wanted to let everybody know that if you do live down here, make sure that you spell the C before the S. You'll get yourself in a lot of trouble. On my far right is Mr. Bill Burkett. Bill's a Renaissance man extraordinaire. He lives out in Sun City, Arizona. And sitting next to him is old-time saw player Bob Sandstedt, old-time musician. Bob is my favorite musician of all of the old-time musicians. He also plays on the saw, and he never cracks a smile when he sings. And behind him is Ann James playing the guitar. The Mexican Beaded Lizard Band has kind of a loose-knit organization and history of being. Sometimes Bill will invite people up here that I have no idea is going to be up here. So with that in mind, we'll do like a little tune for you and see what happens. And like I said, This Is Your Life going on tonight here in Tucson, Arizona. And so I invite everybody to go across the street to the Arizona Hotel over there and check out the Harley Convention. If you're not doing anything else this weekend, then you've had enough of the Folk Music Festival. This is a little tune. This is all happening live up here. It's not rehearsed. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do till I get up here. This is a little tune that takes place. I'm going to do some border songs tonight that I wrote. They call her Tierra Vieja along the borders of old Mexico. Their mountains rise up from the desert and the valleys that are far down below. Well, I think that I met her once here at Cheetah down in New Mexico. When my car it broke down on the highway, I had no place else that I could go. They call her Tierra Vieja along the borders of old Mexico, where mountains rise up from the desert and the valleys that are far down below. Bless my pot. This fair Mexican maid. They call her Tierra Vieja along the borders of old Mexico, where mountains rise up from the desert and the valleys are far down. me 200